Welcome to Mission Impossible, going from Grandmaster 3 to Grandmaster 2 in Marvel Rivals Ranked. Kicking it off with Magneto because someone stole my Doctor Strange. And of course, we were absolutely dominating the first point, pretty much winning the first 4 or 5 fights, which was surprising because I am very much unfamiliar with this character, Magneto. But of course, they had one more fight, one more opportunity.
It's looking spicy.
I go for the big ultimate. If I get this ultimate, we win the fight, right? Yo, I got rid of one of the healers. That should be enough. Surely.
Oh no.
Again, and again. But I make the quick switch to Doctor Strange. My teammate got off the character, used it to get the TP back on point. We can now defend this final point. Is pretty much going to overtime here. Unfortunately, we're in the middle of a cloak ult, but we still somehow get a kill on a Helo who was trolling, not standing in the cloak ult. But I don't know. My DPS just got diffed by this Bucky, I guess. And so just like that, we lose the first point where I feel like we should have defended it easily. And guess what? Of course it happens. My team just falls apart and they go all the way and get 3 points. How does this happen? I do not understand. So we had to go all the way, and trust me guys, I tried my very best. I tried to make the best plays possible. Managed to land quite a few big ultimates to give us a huge opportunity to go all the way. I mean, come on, have a look at this. What more do you want me to do? What more do you want me to do? I get 3 kills, looking for 4. We get 4 kills. But it was not enough. Can you get on point? GG's. Unfortunately, we couldn't get the 3 points, losing in overtime. But I guess I didn't play well enough. I needed to get a lot more than 30 kills. Up next was a very tough game, or at least it felt like a very tough game.
Can I get healing?
But somehow we managed to hold them off on the second point, take them to overtime. But it was looking like we were going to lose. I was barely staying alive, barely getting any healing here. Some clutch healing right at the end. We land a massive ultimate, and that is what we need. And that is also why Doctor Strange is probably the best carry tank in the game. So in the end, it turned out to be, on attack, a fairly comfortable win. Up next, well, we got the freest win of all time. There are 2 players that I believe raged quit. And so now we're starting to get fairly close to Grandmaster 3. But like all things, it has to eventually even out. And in the very next game, unfortunately, we had a teammate that rage quit as well, leaving the game after 1 death. Next game, we're playing on the Spider Islands map, and let me tell you guys something. I have got an extremely low win rate on this map. I don't know exactly what is the issue with me on this map, but I probably just need to spectate some top players and see exactly how they play this map, how they position on each point, because I'm clearly doing something wrong. But anyway, unfortunately, we were unable to defend the first point. The second point, though, we did a lot better. I had my ultimate available and went into overtime. And I was looking for a flank with my ultimate. Managed to get a decent ultimate. Good enough. Got the Punisher and the Penny. They were also playing Penny, who I think, on attack, is awful character. In fact, I think she is just, in general, the worst tank in the game. The enemy team did have some resistance on defense, but in the end, we won it with 2 minutes to go, so fairly convincingly. Can we play 2 supports, please? I don't know what is this current obsession with 3 supports after it got heavily nerfed. For me personally, if you go 3 supports, you just don't have enough damage. Unless you go for the Mantis, Adam, Warlock, Star-Lord team up, then 3 supports is definitely viable. I actually think that's the best team comp in the game. It's a tank meta. Tanks have the most health, but also do a lot of damage. We lost the first round against these guys, but then we finally switched to a proper team comp, and the second round went a lot better. The final round, however, was very, very close. Came down to 99%. 99%. We had the advantage, however, and I was playing the Thing. And I'm just punching, targeting their supports, heading straight to the back line with my big fist, but a clutch Hello Ultimate managed to win the final fight. And so here's the thing, I get MVP again and do the second most damage in the game as a tank.
I get it!
It's a tank meta, boys. And we're so close to Grandmaster 2. Just one more win.
Don't understand. I'm not supposed to feel this way.
Why do you have to be mad?
I was now, as some would say, in loser's queue. And not using my ultimate on Mantis is going to keep me there. But thankfully, this game, we had some really decent DPS players. And Mantis with good DPS players is so easy. I mean, all you have to do is pocket that strong DPS player. Give him the damage boost. Give him the healing. And they will win every single 1v1 duel. I finally got a win back. But it was to no avail, as a few games later, we got demoted back to Diamond. It was now truly mission impossible.
Helicopter, helicopter!
Now that's a lot of damage.
We were back in winner's queue, and once again I was just one win away from Grandmaster 2. I got to lock in my main man, Strange. And early on, I managed to get a very early kill. Invisible Woman just popped out of nowhere, got a free kill, but I died for it. And then things unfortunately went very much downhill. I was very much ready to surrender because this looked doomed. But I saved my ultimate for round 2. And once again, things were looking pretty doomed. It looked like I was all but dead. Just stayed alive on about 1 HP. Got some clutch heals. Went back down. The enemy team just completely forgot about me. And I got a clutch ultimate. Did I save the game? And then all of a sudden things started to become a lot easier. One of my teammates switched to Wolverine and their tanks were having a nightmare game. I guess this is why they say you ban Wolverine every single game. I managed to get a very sneaky ultimate. Took down their raccoon. They had no more support. Incredibly, that was not enough to win the fight.
You guys all dead. Flipping out.
So we had to make sure we win this last fight or it's gone for. But we had double support ultimates, which was very much needed to win this last fight. And now we're going to round number 3. And to start off the final round, we were just hard rushing them down, rushing down their supports. And I managed to take down both of their supports, which pretty much guarantees us winning this first fight and securing the point. But can someone tell me how this Eye of Agamotto hits me? What? But thankfully, I still have my ultimate available, which is, if I hit it, we basically guaranteed to win the fight. And I was able to hit a pretty big Eye of Agamotto, taking down 3 of their opposing players and guaranteeing us winning the fight and getting back the point. And I was hoping it was just going to be a free win from here, but it was not to be. They had their support ultimates. But luckily from here on in, I would say I did a little bit of work. I did something, but mostly my team was killing all the opponents. I was just there to do my tanking duties. As soon as I got my ultimate, I just let it rip, and that was enough to end up killing off all the opponents in overtime and get the victory and get myself, for the first time, to Grandmaster 2. And it was mostly thanks to Doctor Strange. Have a look at my win rate. He is by far my best character this season so far.